Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Alex Eala has enjoyed one of the most rapid ascensions in tennis history, having gone from a relative unknown to a global icon. That is thanks mainly to her incredible fan base, who come out to support her no matter the event and no matter the location. Filipinos find a way, and this 20-year-old superstar has invigorated a newfound passion for tennis that had previously been unknown in the Philippines. Speaking to the WTA earlier this week, Alex Eala was actually discussing the development of the sport in her home country since her emergence, pointing to the Philippines Women's Open, held in January, as a key turning point that could drive genuine revolution. Alex Eala recalls her experience playing tennis in the Philippines. Eala began by recounting her experience of being able to play a genuine WTA-level event in her homeland, albeit only a 125. Alas, she insisted, it was an incredible experience for me. It was quite an emotional experience as well, being at home. I guess the last time I've been able to compete and sleep in my own bed was way back when. It was very emotional just because for me to be able to influence this in some capacity means so much to me, just because growing up, there were never those opportunities locally. You'd always have to venture out and find it, also hence why I ventured out and found my opportunities when they arose. Eala then explained the difference that an event like this can have on tennis in the Philippines, adding, I think it's a great platform or great stepping stone for the women and athletes in general in the Philippines, just because they're able to see the level first and they're able to experience it. With the 125, who knows, maybe that event will keep growing. It could be a goal for the Filipina tennis players to set, like a realistic and professional goal to be able to play in a WTA event at home where all of these countries were in Stuttgart. Last week I was in Linz or in Miami. All of these people, all of these little girls and little boys are able to go with their families, see these top players, experience it, and then it plants a dream. This comes just over a month after Eala pinpointed the change she's already noticed in the Philippines regarding tennis. Alex Eala set to appear in the main draw of the French Open. Although it has not been an ideal start to the clay court season for Eala, she is still guaranteed a main draw spot in the upcoming Roland Garros. That alone should provide great solace for the youngster. But there is added reason for optimism given that a seeded spot is still very much up for grabs. After all, she currently sits 44th in the WTA Live rankings, but has just 60 points to defend between now and the French Open. Eala has a golden opportunity in Madrid and Rome to turn this dream into a reality. If she can sneak just 12 places up the world rankings and inside the top 32, she could secure a seeded spot at a Grand Slam for the first time in her career. It's there for the taking. Alex Eala predicts a tennis revolution. What a WTA event in Manila could mean for the Philippines. When Alex Eala speaks about tennis in the Philippines, it is never just about wins and losses. It is about vision, about a future where the sport no longer feels distant or foreign, but deeply rooted in Filipino identity. And now, with Manila hosting a WTA-level event, Eala believes the country is standing at the edge of a sporting transformation. For a nation where basketball and boxing have long dominated the athletic landscape, tennis has often existed in the background, played in pockets, admired from afar, but rarely felt as something ours on a global stage. That is exactly what makes the arrival of a WTA tournament in Manila historic. And according to Eala, its impact could be far greater than anyone expects. A homecoming that changes everything. For Eala, the significance of a WTA event in Manila goes beyond symbolism. It represents validation. This is something we used to only watch on television, she has reflected in discussions around the tournament. Now it's here. In our country. In front of our people. The psychological shift is enormous. Instead of Filipinos waking up early to watch matches in Europe or the United States, world-class tennis is now happening in their own backyard. That alone changes perception. Eala predicts that this shift will spark something immediate, curiosity turning into participation. She envisions young children walking into Rizal Memorial Stadium, watching elite athletes compete at full intensity, and realizing for the first time that tennis is not just a global sport, it is a possible Filipino path. The visibility effect on young athletes. One of Eala's strongest predictions is what she calls the visibility effect. In countries where tennis has exploded, like Spain or Japan, the turning point often came when local fans saw elite players compete live at home. According to Eala, Manila hosting a WTA event could create that same spark. She believes young Filipinos will no longer see tennis as a distant dream requiring relocation abroad or expensive overseas academies. Instead, they will see a clearer, more accessible pathway: local courts, local coaches, and eventually international tournaments staged on home soil. Already, even before the full impact of the event is felt, there are signs of growth. Junior participation has been increasing, and more tennis clubs in urban areas have reported higher enrollment interest following announcements of professional tournaments in the Philippines. Eala predicts this is only the beginning. Infrastructure and investment will follow the crowd. Where attention goes, investment follows. Eala has emphasized that one of the most important outcomes of a WTA event in Manila is not just inspiration, it is infrastructure development. Tennis courts, training facilities, and coaching programs all depend on demand, and demand depends on visibility. She expects that once sponsors and governing bodies see packed stadiums and strong media engagement, more funding will be directed toward grassroots tennis programs. That includes school partnerships, public court refurbishments, and regional training hubs outside Manila. In her view, this is where long-term change happens, not just in one tournament, but in what that tournament triggers afterward. Changing the identity of Philippine tennis. Perhaps Eala's most ambitious prediction is cultural rather than structural. She believes the WTA event could slowly redefine how Filipinos see tennis itself. Right now, tennis in the Philippines is often viewed as an elite or niche sport. But when international stars compete locally, and when a Filipino like Eala is part of that global conversation, the narrative begins to shift. It becomes normal, she suggests in essence. Not foreign, not unreachable, just another sport we belong in. That normalization is powerful. It removes psychological barriers that often prevent young athletes from pursuing tennis seriously. Instead of asking, can Filipinos really compete in tennis? The question becomes, when will the next Filipino star emerge? The Eala effect on women's tennis. Eala also sees a deeper impact on women's sports in particular. A WTA event brings global attention to female athletes competing at the highest level. For young girls in the Philippines, this visibility matters even more. It shows them strength, discipline, and professionalism in a space where female athletic role models have often been limited. She believes this will lead to a surge in girls entering tennis academies, not just for recreation, but with competitive ambition. In her words, it is about seeing yourself in the game, a bridge between local and global tennis. One of the most important aspects of a Manila WTA event, according to Eala, is the bridge it creates between Filipino tennis and the global tour. Instead of Filipino players always traveling abroad to experience elite competition, the world now comes to Manila. That shift reduces barriers, cuts costs, and provides exposure that was previously out of reach for many local players. It also gives Philippine tennis officials and coaches a direct benchmark. Watching world-class athletes up close allows for immediate learning, tactical patterns, physical conditioning standards, and mental toughness under pressure. Eala believes this live classroom effect is invaluable. Pressure, pride, and possibility. Of course, Eala also acknowledges that hosting a WTA event comes with pressure. Expectations rise. Comparisons increase. And for her personally, there is added responsibility as the country's leading figure in the sport. But she sees that pressure as productive, not destructive. It pushes everyone forward, she suggests in essence. Players, fans, organizers, we all grow. And perhaps that is the defining theme of her prediction: growth through exposure. A future already in motion. The impact of a WTA event in Manila will not be measured in a single week of matches. It will be measured in the next 10 years, in the number of courts built, in the number of juniors who pick up a racket, and in how many Filipinos appear on global tennis leaderboards. Eala is clear about one thing: this is not the destination. It is the starting point. And if her prediction holds true, Manila's place on the WTA calendar may one day be remembered as the moment Philippine tennis stopped being an aspiration and became a reality. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.